in my video and to have me make a video specially to answer your question, send me an email to englishclubusa@yahoo.com, and you can visit my website at englishclubusa.com for a free life membership. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Well, this is one of those wonderful preposition videos that you have already seen, and this is a real treat. Why? Because like many other things in English language, this preposition video is binary. So, you will ask the question, what is it binary about this video? And the binary thing is what makes things easy. The difficult prepositions that everybody says they are, in reality are really easy if you think of them in a binary way. So let's take a look and see how English has a special surprise for you. When we talk about prepositions, there are two sets of three prepositions in English language. And both of these sets have something in common. So let's take a look at the first example. You have three prepositions that you heard about. Remember I mentioned that 20 English prepositions manage 80 or more % of English language. Well, the other prepositions that we have learned, together with these prepositions, will comprise 20 prepositions. And here we have 6. So with 6 prepositions out of 20 that you think are really difficult, in reality are really easy. So, let's look at this one. Everybody heard the preposition up, down, and out. And you think, oh, I know them. Let's take a look and see if you really know them. What do they mean? Do they have a meaning? And let's take a look at the example. So when we're talking about up, are we talking about on top? Maybe, if you have to stand up. What if you have to sit up? Is it always up? Maybe. You have to sit up straight. Wake up. When you wake up, are you doing anything up? I bought up all I could. I bought everything I could, so I bought up all I could. What happened? Is that an up? What about when you have to look up a word in a dictionary? And be careful with dictionaries, because often they don't give you the correct meaning, as you found out in my videos. So, when you use up, 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 what are you talking about? Let's look at the other example. For example, sign up for free membership at englishclubusa.com. When you sign up for free membership, are you going up? I don't think so. You're going everywhere, not just up. What about down? Does down have a meaning? Yes, it does. So if I want to ask you to sit down, are you going down? Maybe. What about slow down? Are you going down? No. What about businesses shut down? Are they going down? No, they're closing doors. Has nothing to do with down. What about out? Like time out. In the game, when everybody has to stop playing and do nothing. That's your time out. What about figure out? That means you have to think about and make a decision. That's figure out. What about fill out? When you go to freemembership.com, there will be email address you have to fill out, okay? No problem. Do you have to fill out a little or completely? What about out-of-pocket cost? Out-of-pocket cost is a cost that the company doesn't cover at all. You want it? You got it. So, do these all three have something in common? Well, let's think about it. When you have to stand up, do you stand up a little or completely. Completely. When you have to sit up straight, do you sit up straight a little or completely? When you wake up, do you wake up a little and go back to sleep? Or do you wake up completely? When you buy up everything there is to buy, do you buy only a couple of things or do you buy everything completely? What if you sit down? Do you sit down a little or do you sit down completely? When you slow down, do you slow down a little or completely? When the businesses shut down and close doors, do they close doors for 5 minutes, for a day, for a week, or do they shut down completely? What about timeout? When the players don't play anymore for 15 minutes, that's timeout. Do they stop playing just for a couple of minutes and then they go back playing? Or they have to completely finish timeout? What about figure out when you have to make a decision? Do you make a partial decision? Or you think about it and you make your final decision? Was that a complete decision or just partial? What about fill out? Will you put only half of your email address or do you put your complete email address? What about out-of-pocket cost? Does the company only not pay a little, or the company doesn't pay any of it? And you have to pay completely. So this is the idea. So you see, all of these guys have something in common. They all are talking about something that is totally or completely. So it doesn't matter whether it's an up, down and out, whatever you're talking about, it has only one meaning, and one meaning only. That's completely. But you will say, but wait, there are 3 different prepositions. There must be a difference. And you're right, there is a difference, but not in the meaning of the preposition. The difference is in the quality of preposition. And in what way? Well, let's take a look. And the qualities are, when you have to wake up, is it something positive or negative? Well, if you don't wake up, you'll be late. When you have to sit up straight, that means you can see better. When you have to stand up, is it good? If you're trying to stand up and you cannot, then standing up is good. So when you try to look up a word in a dictionary, completely, don't you need to find it completely? Yes, of course. And is it good to find the meaning of the word? Yes. If you don't find it, you don't understand it. So everything that has, so when you sign up for free membership at English Club USA, is that something positive? Of course, especially when it's free. So what about down? Is down positive? Let's take a look. When you want to sit down, but you don't want to sit down, but somebody says, please sit down, but you don't want to sit down. It says, please sit down. You're doing something you don't want to do. Try to ask a 5-year-old to sit down for 5 minutes. Not an easy task. Is the 5-year-old happy that you asked him to sit down? He doesn't want to sit down. So for him, that's a negative. What if you have to slow down? You want to drive, but because there are cars that are stopped in front of you, you need to slow down. Do you want to slow down? No. Are you happy that you have to slow down? No. Is slowing down positive? No. That's negative. What about timeout? Timeout is a positive or negative? Well, let's take a look. Maybe it's positive, maybe it's negative. But is it really positive or negative? It's timeout. You like it or you don't like it. It's a fact. It's timeout. Viewers can go to the bathroom. They can buy popcorn. They can have a beer. The players can rest. So maybe positive or negative, but it's a fact. No game for 15 minutes. What about figure out? Is it positive or negative? Well, if you don't understand what you're doing, not good, okay? If you don't need to understand, but when you figured something out, that means you're done. You're finished. It's a fact. So, as you see, these three propositions basically have two structures. One structure is the meaning of the proposition, which is the same for all three. And the other side is one represents something positive, the other one represents something negative, and the third represents a fact. No negative, no positive, it's just the way it is. Let's look at the other three propositions that often are difficult to understand, but they're really easy. They're very similar to the other ones. Across. When you talk about two different things, when you're trying to get across the bridge, that means you're going from one side to the other. When you're trying to get through the traffic, when you're trying to get through the people who are on the street, you're trying to get from one side to the other. And when you play a game, the game starts and the game finishes, you go from one side to the other side. So what do all these three things have in common? Well, for sure, when you cross a bridge, you need to start on one side and you need to finish on the other side. When you're trying to go through the traffic, you're trying to go from one side of town to the other side of town. And when you start the game, you want to start the game at one point and then you want to finish it. So all three of these propositions have something in common. What do they have in common? They have a start and they have a finish. But you say, but wait, what's the difference? If all three propositions mean the same thing, why do we need three propositions? Well, just like propositions up, down, and out had their qualities, the same meaning, but little different qualities, just like this was positive, negative, and a fact, these have the same thing. What happens is that when you look, when you walk across the bridge, how difficult is it? I don't think it's that difficult. So when you say you have to walk across the bridge, you're telling someone you need to start at one point, then you need to finish at the other point, and whatever you're gonna do will be easy. And if you say you have to go through the crowd, you have to start at one point, you have to finish at the other point, and it will not be easy. But if you say that all you have to do is start the game, and when the time is up, you lose your people, it'll be over. So when the game is over, that means you started it and you finished it. It's not easy, it's not difficult, it's over. So anytime you use something that's over, you're just stating facts. So let's take a look at the examples and see how they work. Many of you came across my video classes on YouTube. So how did you find my video classes? Remember first time how you found my video classes? Did you look for Valerio's video classes? Did you look for EnglishClubUSA.com? No. It was a surprise. You didn't look. And that we know both. So that, because it was a surprise, it was easy when you found my English classes. So many students came across, and there's a video on COM, remember? Has something to do, nothing to do with movement, has to do with time. So many of you came across my video classes on YouTube. So it means you were looking for something, before you found it, oh, you got to me. You finished with Valerio's video classes. Number two, look across the street. How difficult is it to look across the street? All you have to do is turn your head and look. That's easy. You look from where you are to where you want to see, from one place to the other. What about to understand prepositions? Well, my students need to go through my video homework. Remember, video on come and go? Make sure you watch that, very important. So to understand prepositions well, my students need to go through my video homework. Well, those of you who have already tried my video homework, I know you learned two things. One, my video homework is not easy. And number two, my video homework teaches you to think just like a native speaker. Nothing's easy. Anything that is well done is not easy. So this is how, if you want to be able to do well in English, you need to go through my video homework. And those are available on EnglishClubUSA.com. So, I hope, you see, today's video class is over. Was today's video class difficult? I don't think so. Was it easy? Maybe not. But when I say that today's video class is over, what am I telling? What I'm telling you that it's a fact. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this video will show you that even difficult prepositions with video classes and special video homework can be really easy. So, I'm happy to see you, and I hope to see you next time. To be in my video and to have me make a video specially to answer your question, send me an email to EnglishClubUSA@yahoo.com, and you can visit my website at EnglishClubUSA.com for a free life membership. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.